Hi, Jen. I'm so excited to have you here today. We are going to spend a couple of minutes just chatting about your experience over the last couple of months where we have been doing the Empower Her Women's Only coaching program together. I'm excited for you to tell everybody about your experience and what it's like. But before we dive into the program, could you tell us a little bit about who you are and what do you love about the things that you do?
I have an all-female gym, JCam Fitness, and I have the pleasure of working with amazing ladies every single day, helping them better themselves, reach their fitness goals, and from an overall standpoint of just becoming a better version of themselves. So I'm pretty lucky.
Absolutely. And there's so much similarity in what you do and what I do as well, maybe in a different sphere. But what I know about you is that you are incredible, not just in terms of your gym, but in terms of the spirit, positivity, and how you motivate and encourage and really touch the lives of the women that come to your gym. I know that you add so much value and you encourage them in so many ways beyond just the fitness aspect. I just want people to know that about you.
Thank you.
Jen, tell us a little bit about when you thought of joining this women's coaching program. What was it that brought you to the program? What were you looking for? Why did you think of joining?
Well, I guess I was just at that stage in my life, chapter, whatever you want to call it, where it felt as though I needed some kind of change, something to help me find a little clarity in everything that was going on in this head of mine. I had seen the program before online, but I came to my own conclusion that it was something a little more corporate. And it's only when I spoke to someone that did it before and was able to say it is literally for any woman, anybody that wants to better themselves or just to grow. And that's when I said, maybe this is perfect. And it was the best decision I've ever made. At that time, what led me here was just having so much going on in my mind and just trying to find the clarity of my next step and how to not be too overwhelmed and how to deal with everything, all the thoughts, all the ideas, all the everything.
I love that you bring that up because so often we have these big goals and people have different perspectives on that. Sometimes you find people who know they want to achieve something, but they don't really know what it is. They don't have that picture of what that goal is. They can't quite see and they need some help to formulate it. But then sometimes on the other side of the coin, we have a picture of what we want to do, we want to achieve. I know what this should look like or what I want to make it into. But just the clarity of being crystal clear and how do I get there? The way of getting there, all the different things that are going on in my head, all these different things. There's new ideas that are coming up for you all the time. And it's like, where do you start and which one do you do? What is the next step? How do you get into the rhythm of taking the next step and the right step? Just keep moving you forward. So I love that you bring that up. I love that you bring up that it's not just corporate, because this isn't just corporate. And I have had women that come to this program who are working on specific goals for their leadership journey or for their business. But then I've had women come to the program as well. They're working on their life in general, right? So I love that you bring up that it's not just corporate, but it's for everybody who is looking to achieve something, as well as the clarity and momentum of being able to work towards something. So it's great that you bring that up. So tell us, this program is goal focused. We start off very much with a goal that we're working on, something that we want to achieve. We break that down into the first milestone, the first big step towards that goal in the space of this program. Tell us a little bit about what you were hoping to achieve in your milestone, and did you achieve it?
Yeah, the milestone that I had chosen was very much career focused. And it's funny because along the way, the milestone kept changing. I not only got to my milestone, but I was able to surpass that and continue to conquer more and more of my goals. I think what I accomplished in the last 4 months, maybe was more than I have done in the last few years. In putting my goals down on paper and really looking at them and being able to reflect, I was able to see where the loopholes were. So you were able to say, well, Jenna, this is what the goal is, but let's take a few steps back. Is this in place? Is that in place? So there were so many things that I thought I was ready to step forward into a certain goal, but I had to really take a few steps back to make sure certain things were in place.
Yeah.
And then when I did conquer that, I'm like, okay, what's next? What's next? What's next? At the ending of the program, it was so beautiful that I got to change my milestone and realize that I wanted to focus on what my day would look like and what my habits would look like. That person would be able to conquer any goal.
Absolutely.
I think that's what you helped me to figure out and put in place and execute, not just from a, oh, I wish, and that would be nice, actually get there and be proud of getting there.
Yeah, I love that you bring that up because the goals are at the center of this program and milestones, but achieving our goals and our milestones mean becoming somebody different. And so the habits that you're talking about, the success habits that you need to develop about becoming the person who can achieve those goals and move on, right? We have to become someone new. We have to become a different version of ourselves to be able to achieve those goals and those dreams. If not, we would already achieve them. So I love that you bring that up. It sounds like I ended up working on all of these things, but they were in service of those really big goals and those dreams and all the places that you're going with your business. So I love that you emphasize that as part of your experience because it's about you becoming that new version of yourself, right? That new season 3 you or version 3.0 Jenna. So I love that. So what are you most proud of from the program? You have achieved so many different things, put all these things in place and lots of things changed for you, but what are you most proud of from your time in this program?
I think I'm most proud being able to step into my own power, my own truth. It's all these nice big words, right? But it's when you actually feel it and know who you are as a woman, who you are as a mother. But when you figure out who you are as a leader, in many instances, you were able to help us refocus on the why. Why are you doing this? And what is the reason? What are you getting up every morning to do this for? It really helps you to step forth every day with an intention, with a purposeful intention of who you're going to be rather than just survival. And I'm very proud of that, how I step into every day.
Oh my God. And you are so inspiring in how you step into every day. Well, first of all, you step into every day at like 4:30 in the morning, which is something just incredible by itself. The day has barely begun and you've stepped into it already. But you step into the Jenna with, and I know I've told you this before, but the most amount of positivity and light and just an incredible spirit that you bring into your day with gratitude and focus, presence and grounding so that you can show up for everybody who shows up in the gym. And I love that you say that they sound like big words, but when you experience them, they hold something different. Sometimes when you go through this program, you can go back and read all those quotes on Instagram and suddenly they mean something different because you've had that real experience. All these wonderful quotes that we read, save and share have so much more meaning after you've been through something like this. That's what you're talking about when you're saying stepping into your truth and your power and really being able to own who you are. Okay, so tell us some more. In this program, we work on quite a few themes. We work on changing beliefs, we work on confidence, expanding our strengths, knowing our strengths, we work on goals, we work on productivity, we work on skills, habits. Tell us what are one or two practices or beliefs that really shifted or changed for you through this program, where you thought something in the beginning and you ended up with a very different perspective at the end. Maybe just one or two. What really shifted or changed for you?
I think there was a time when we had to do a little sheet on values and in a very cool way. Hopefully everybody could get to experience that. You really had to figure out what were your most profound values. And I think that exercise really was a very big deal for me to be able to know what my top values were. It was very important in making a lot of decisions because now you were very sure about what those top values were. And then there was another exercise we did where we learned our top 5 strengths. And that was also, I want to say, life changing because it validated a lot of the things that you kind of knew about yourself before. And I think that another part of this program that was one of my favorite parts, the camaraderie with the group, because, they kind of say who you surround yourself by and you're by people and you're most influential and all of that. But it was really being able to bounce ideas off 5 people that are on the same page that can give you their different perspective in such a positive, way that you created that environment of positivity and support and no judgment. And just it was a setup for success. You know what I say? It's a setup for failure. It was a setup for success. Those three things really stood out to me the most.
Yeah. I like the point about who you surround yourself with. I appreciate you bringing that up as well. I know when people join a program like this, it's always a bit of an anxiety about who am I going to be with and start off in this space and don't really know everybody. I see that journey happen every time we do this program, and your group in particular were so truly amazing in terms of showing up for each other. And I know the journey from joining and not being sure of who's there to where you ended up as a group. I know how you all feel about each other and how close we all are as a group. That has been an incredible shift and a journey. Finding these people who show up in the same way, in the same space, working on something they're passionate about, whether business or personal. They're showing up together with the same intention, and just that commonality and that going through that same journey together is so strong of a bond that we create from having that, and having that experience with others. It's also part of what makes this journey so powerful for people, because it's not just a journey that you've gone through by yourself, but it's been witnessed by others, and you have witnessed in them as well. Because I know you could talk about the incredible shifts and changes that you've seen in everyone else that was in your group and how powerful that was. So, Jen, tell us then, since we're talking about the kind of women that come to this program, who do you think is the kind of woman that would benefit from joining this type of program? And what might you say to her? I know a lot of times when men come to this, they might feel like, "Oh, it's not the right time for me. I have to wait until the time is right." Time is always a big thing. They may not feel like it's the right time in their life, but then they might also feel like, "I just don't have time in my day. How do I fit this in?" You have a really busy day. You have kids that you're picking up, a gym that you're running from early in the morning until the afternoon, just finding time. So the time, they feel like it's a big commitment. What would you say to the type of woman who is thinking of joining this program when it comes to time? What would you say about that in terms of the program?
Well, first of all, for anybody that's like me, that's just waiting on that sign, like they know that they want something to do, but you just want that sign, you want that, like, this is it. It's not a coincidence that you're seeing this, or this is not a coincidence that it came up on your Instagram, or it's not a coincidence that you are having a conversation with somebody about it. It came into your life for a reason. And the second thing I would say is that it's for anybody that wants their life to change. If you keep saying you want things to change every day, but nothing is changing, or you don't have the tools or resources, or don't know where to start, this is definitely the program that is going to help you to have the tools to take that first step and to be able to get over the overwhelm, the fear, the procrastination, everything in your life holding you back from achieving something. This program helps you overcome that in style with four other amazing women, forming bonds and relationships out of this, as well as a mentor in you. A lot of the times we have all these different questions and we just don't know who to turn to, who to ask for help. Even if you don't have the answer right there, you're going to say, "Jenna, I will get back to you." And having that mentorship, it really was, I think, and I'm not just saying this, was the best decision that I made for myself, because what I gained out of this program, there is no words. It really was a priceless, amazing, amazing experience. And I'm not just saying that.
Oh, it was for me too. And I have to say that every group is so inspirational to me. And I get to experience this with everyone as they're going through, because as you know, I take part in everything with you. So while I'm also there as a mentor, I'm taking part in different things. And we even did a hot seat for me in the group this time, right? So instead of hot seats for everyone else, it was a hot seat for me, which is always great. I truly, truly appreciate that and feel the same way as well. But Jen, is there anything else before we close off that you would like to say to anyone that is listening?
What did I leave out? I think that if anyone, you start with at least the workshops, it's just these little dots that you're going to add together, learning who you are in terms of your values, your strengths, being able to set goals, being able to time manage, being able to form these amazing daily habits. I don't think that you need to be any specific career. It doesn't have to have a specific job or anything for it to apply to. I think any single person can benefit from learning all these things about themselves. It's something that can benefit anyone, and it's going to give you these things that you learn in this program you can take with you for a lifetime. And I think everybody should do it.
Oh, thank you, Jen. Before we close off, I want to say to you, Jen, I just want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for showing up every week in the most incredible way, not just for yourself, but for the rest of the group. Every week, you were almost the first person on the call. You were the first to share reflections. The way that you role model and show up, while it might seem like a small thing, it has a huge impact on others around you. And I want to thank you for the way that you showed up. And I want to thank you for being a source of inspiration and wisdom, not only for the rest of the group, but for me too. Thank you so much for that.